So the other night we picked up more chicks, I think about 30 of them. That's what we're gonna work on now, so we can show you how to put one together. Alright, so let's make sure we got most of the supplies we need for this. The other day my wife went and she got us 2x4s and 2x2s. This is all pressure treated. Very important down here in Florida, because if you don't get pressure treated, unless you coat it with something or paint it or whatever, it's going to rot, and it's going to rot quickly. So this is all pressure treated. We won't paint it. We're not particularly worried about it looking real pretty, but that's our pile of lumber. Should be enough for what we need to make. I'll give you dimensions as we go. We tried to pick a spot that was kind of in the shade and level, and this is probably the best spot, which means I'll be working mostly in the sun, because we're only going to have that little bit of pine tree shade for a short while. We got our workbench over here. I don't know what I'll do when we get all of these wagons assembled, because it sure is nice to work on this fairly solid flat surface. And then we got our cinder blocks here, which I'll use to level the four corners, and that way I also don't have to work right on the ground, which can be a pain. And we'll also use our eggmobile that currently doesn't have any laying hens being moved in it as another work table. Down here I got myself a jug of water because it's hot today. So let's get to it. I guess it'd be a good idea to plug this in. I don't think it would work if I didn't. You could try it. Nope, it's not working. I think I'll plug it in. So I have our 6-foot 2x4s all cut and laid out on the cinder block, which is on fairly flat ground. I left gaps so you can see the configuration that we have, you can see the pattern here. That's what it looks like. So that's how our base will get put together. So when I start putting the screws in, I'll put these together here like so, and then I'll run probably 2 screws in here and here, and then we'll be putting a 2x2 post that will go from here up about 2 feet. So we'll run some screws into it as well, and that'll give this corner a lot of strength. That's pretty square. It's square enough.
Okay.
Yep, that's square enough. So I went in to get this junk tub of screws that I'm going to use for this project, and I asked my wife to get me some tea, and I came out with the tea and I forgot the screws. It's typical. While I think on that, I'm going to have some more tea. Before I get started working on the chicken pen, I guess I better know how to use one of these things. I think they call it a screw. So how do you get one of these into this? Well, that's easy enough.
That's not good.
There we go. All nice and tight. So the next thing we had to do was get our 2x2s and cut 6-foot and 2-foot sections for our corner posts and for the top border of our chicken tractor. We already marked and cut this first one to 6 feet, and then the one laying on the ground, that's a 2-foot section. And since these are 8-foot sections, they cut perfect. What we did was we marked the other ones then with this 6-foot piece. We just used it as our template. So I'll take them now and I'll cut them. If you come help me, if you grab that end, just grab this part and lift. Ready? Now we'll go that way. And we'll put it down. Thank you. Now we're going to put the 4 uprights on, okay? And while we're thinking on that, I'm going to grab some tea. Can you help me pick this up? 3. Now we're going to just set it on top of these, okay? Best we can. There we go. That's pretty good. We now have the frame of our chicken tractor together. This is what it looks like. A couple things that we need to measure out. We'll be putting a 2x2 across the top in the middle here. And that's because in this area on the top, we will have some tin that will cover it. Also, from the middle point here, I'll cut a 2x2 that will join it here at a 90-degree angle, and then I'll also put a piece here from the top to the bottom, 2x2 to 2x4, and then I'll have a brace that will go between this piece and this piece. And you'll see what that looks like. So if my finger motions and hand motions are confusing, you'll know what they mean. And that's really the best I can offer at this point.